Shannan, I believe you said in an interview that you had a professor say to you one time, how is it that you can help all the other writers figure out their problems, but you can't do it for yourself? Is that what they said?
Something like that. That's exactly what he said. And of course, in that moment, it was soul crushing, right? You take it as a criticism. But actually, what it made me realize is the writer's room part, the workshopping part, was the part that I enjoyed the most. So it actually made me take a step back and say, hey, this is the part that I think is fun. I love reading other people's stuff and finding those problems. It's like a puzzle to me. I actually have had someone ask me before, like, why do you enjoy this so much? And it's like somebody who's trying to crack a math problem or someone who's trying to put a puzzle together. I love being able to read screenplays and figure out what the holes are and how to fix them. And actually, by working on other people's stuff so often, it actually helps me with my stuff as well. So it all came back full circle.
So you were doing your undergraduate, or?
I was getting my MFA, yes.
Oh, your MFA at the
yes,
time. Okay.
at Florida State University. Mm-hmm.
And so, like, how far in were you when this professor said this?
Good question. I think I was in my last, well, at Florida State, we do a 2-year program, but it's 2 years straight. So that's fall, spring, summer, fall, spring, summer. So we don't graduate until August. So this could have been in the spring, or it might have been in the summer, but of my last year, because we had a program that was in the film school, the theater program, and the creative writing program. So we got to do television scripts, feature screenplays, plays, and short stories. So we got to do all of it. So we spent time in all of those different programs and all those different buildings. So if I can remember correctly, I believe we didn't do our features until the last part of our program. So this was like after I had basically spent almost 2 years being in that workshop kind of field and always being that person who like can see like, oh, okay, I see where this problem is, or have you thought about this, or what's going on here. So I guess by then he had kind of picked up on like, you do that really, really well, even though that's not what he said. It sounded like he was giving a criticism, but that's what I took from it. And that's one of the reasons I decided to go into development when I got out to LA, instead of taking the traditional writer's route of becoming a writer's assistant or a writer's PA and trying to get into a writing room.
Have you always been like that? Because you said you were the youngest in your family?
Yes, I have always been this way.
Okay.
It's so funny. Somebody asked one of my friends, like, what was Shannan like in high school? And they said, just like this, but with penny loafers. And it's weird because I have on some loafers today. But it's like, yeah, I've always been that kind of mediator kind of person. People come to me for advice and stuff. And I've just always been that way, no matter how young I was. And people would always tell me, you're wise beyond your years. And then I found out that my name, Shannan, actually means little old wise one.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, okay, well then, I guess nature versus nurture kind of thing. This is just who I am,
Very interesting. So when this professor said that, how long did you get depressed and throw a pity party, or maybe you didn't, and then realize, wait a minute, this might actually be a gift?
I think it was almost immediate, like maybe right after class. Like I don't think I had this moment in the middle of class when he said it, because he said it in front of everybody. This was like, in our program, there were 6 writers. So there are only 6 of us, so it's not a room filled with people. And again, by then, we had been together for 2.5 years, so we've already heard the criticism of everybody's work. So it's an open space, it's a free space. So I didn't feel any kind of way because he said it in front of them. But, of course, because all my life I wanted to be a writer. All my life, this is something that I wanted to do. And all my life, I've been told that I'm good at it. And so to hear in this moment, not that you're not good at it, but you're really good at helping other people more than you are at helping yourself. Because when you're with your own story, you're internal with it. You know what I mean? There are things that you're going to be missing, and you need those other sets of eyes and ears, which is why we do workshops in the first place. It's why writers workshop their stuff. So I don't, definitely didn't mind being told like, oh, well, you have problems, in your writing. Of course I do. Everyone does. So it didn't take me long. I didn't, wallow in it very long. I don't know how I even got to the development place, because at that age, I still didn't know what development meant. And it's weird because you go to film school, but they teach you all the creative part and you don't really learn the business part. You don't really learn about how the business side of the industry works. You're just learning all of your above the line. And at Florida State, greatly, we also learned the below the line positions. So I could do everything that's in the credits at the end of a script. I've done every single one of those things. So it was a great program. But somehow, some way, I stumbled into development. I don't know what I was Googling. This was, in 2008. So I don't know what I was Googling, but somehow, some way, I got to development. And I was like, oh, that is what I'm good at. That is something that I want to get into.